What happens when you stop fawning all over that narcissist? Ooh, give you all the love, all the admiration, and you take it away from them? What happens? I'm going to tell you in this video. Hey there, I'm Rebecca Zung, globally recognized narcissist negotiation expert, top-ranked trial lawyer, attorney, and the best-selling author of the book Slay the Bully: How to Negotiate with a Narcissist and Win. And welcome back to my channel where I empower you. I put the power in your hands for a change. Stop being on the defensive. It's time for you to be on the offensive so that you can break free and take back your power in high conflict situations with confidence and clarity. So before we dive in, make sure you hit that subscribe button and click that bell icon so you can never miss an update. And all right, let's dive in. What happens when you stop fawning all over that narcissist? Fawning is a trauma response. I just want to tell you, I've been there. I'm talking from personal experience with this. You know, I'm an empath too. And I think I really became an advocate because I was bullied as a kid. I remember sitting voiceless on the playground as a kid. I was bullied for being Asian. And I remember just sitting there, I didn't say anything. And I really think that that's why I became an advocate on behalf of voiceless people. And then I even went into a business partnership with somebody who turned out to be a covert narcissist. And so I understand this trauma response of going along to get along and trying to appease and all of the things, right? And let me just tell you, like, by not saying anything, it doesn't make things better. It doesn't help. Trying to avoid conflict doesn't help. It might seem like it's helping in the short term, but in the long term, it actually enables their behavior and it diminishes your own self-worth. It actually ends up making things worse in the long run because they end up getting worse and worse and worse, and you end up feeling more and more resentful, and it just prolongs the inevitable. All right, so let's dive in. Number one is the initial shock. So when you stop fawning all over them, they're initially going to be shocked, and they're used to you catering all over them and maybe giving into their whims or giving into their desires or just going along or whatever. And when you stop, it disrupts. It's almost like this 2-year-old who has a tantrum, right? And they're used to you, okay, I'm just going to give in. And next time I just have to scream a little louder. And next time I just have to scream a little bit longer. And you know, mommy and daddy, they're just going to give in. And they're used to doing that. And so if you stop and you're not going to give in this time, then they are kind of shocked about that. And so you have to be prepared for that. And that's why I always say they're the worst right before they're ready to give up, because it's the truth. For example, let's say you are a type of person that always agreeable on plans, even when they're inconvenient for you or something you don't necessarily want to do. This one particular time you go, you know what? I don't really want to go along on this particular trip. I feel like doing this. I want to rest this weekend. And they might be like, but we always do this. We always go out on weekends or whatever it is. They might be like surprised or disbelief. If it's a work situation, the narcissist, maybe it's a narcissistic boss, they're used to you being the one that takes on all the extra projects, or they're the one that's always put upon and the one that's always the yes person. And if you finally go, you know what, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to be the yes person this time. They might be like, I'm used to you being the yes person. I'm used to you being the one that says, I'm going to do all of the extra things. And why aren't you going to say yes? You just have to go, well, you know what? I'm not saying yes this time. I'm taking my time to do other things. And they might be shocked and they might be in disbelief, but you have to protect your boundaries. And you just have to say, you know what, I can't do it this weekend. I might have plans or whatever it is. And they might even question whether or not you are committed to the team, or they might try to make you feel guilty, or they might be stunned or whatever. You got to turn your ears off to that sort of thing. Okay. What's going to happen after that is they're going to attempt to regain control because they're not going to like this turn of events. They want to go back to the way things were. How does this look? Well, I mean, it might initially be the love bombing again. Let's work this out. We know you can. We've always done this. It might be like the turning on the sweetness, the charm, that sort of thing initially. And if that doesn't work, then it'll turn to anger, frustration, now guilt tripping. You might start to see that sort of thing. The manipulation phase is going to start to come into play. If it's a personal relationship, then it might be, what are you doing? What are you doing to the family? Then you're going to start to see, okay, now if you're really holding firm, now you might start to see them go into a rage phase, like they're not getting what they want. They have a tantrum. So now they're going to go after you. And at that point, now you're going to start to see the birth of the smear campaign. So if they're not getting what they want, then they're going to have to start going after you in other ways. And they're going to start to tell people this person is so difficult, or even worse, right? This person is going after me, or, they actually might tell lies about you, or they might actually say things, accuse you of being selfish, accuse you of being ungrateful. They take your boundary as like a personal affront. It can't just be a boundary. It's a personal slight. It's a personal offense to them. And so it's like, how can you do this to me? And instead of just respecting the fact that you are finally respecting yourself and that they've gotten the benefit of you basically using and abusing yourself for all of these years, or that they've used you and abused you for all of these years. Right? So they might manipulate you by trying to say, oh, I've done all of these things for you in the past, and how can you do this to me? And how can you do this to your kids, or your coworkers, or just trying to manipulate you in many different ways. If you guys have seen this, give me an amen in the comments below. Just put amen for sure. And if you have, you definitely are going to need additional support. Join my free private Facebook group, Narcissist Negotiators with Rebecca Zung, for sure, because you're going to need additional support. And then the next thing they're going to try to do is test your boundaries, I mean, they're going to be pounding up against those boundaries like they're trying to pound in a door so hard. They're going to just assume that this new stance is temporary. They're going to assume that this isn't for real. I mean, they're going to think that this isn't happening. You're not doing this. So that you got to show them, no, this is real. This is happening. This is firm. This is real. Okay. And you've got to be consistent and showing them that you ain't looking back. This is the new game in town. If you've handled a friend's problems, for example, they might come to you with a new crisis, and this one's worse than ever. And they're going to assume you're going to jump in and you're going to be there, and you're going to be there for hours and hours, and you're going to help them like you always did, or whatever it is. And you've got to be like, oh, no, because they're going to assume that you're going to be there, right? And you have to hold firm. And it's going to be hard for you if you're used to being that person. But if you want to protect, I would say defend your light with your life. You cannot allow yourself to be depleted. If you want to allow that new space, have space for and hold space for somebody, something new space, you've got to be able to create space for that new energy to come in. And there's going to be no new space for it if you're still, holding space for that old negative energy, right? So and if you have a partner and you've always catered to their needs, they might start small arguments. They're going to pick at you and assume that you're going to revert to your old ways, and you just got to stand firm and remind yourself of your new boundaries. Like pivot. You've got to find a way to pivot, create new neuronal pathways for yourself. Remind yourself over and over and over again of your new life, your new way of thinking. Where are you going? Have that vision. That's part of my SLAY method. My SLAY blueprint is have a strategy. S stands for strategy. So where are you going? And if you want to get started, get my free Crush My Negotiation Prep playbook. It's a free playbook, 15 pages at winmynegotiation.com. It's a great place to start. Next is shifting dynamics. As you continue to stand your ground, the dynamics of the relationship will start to shift. Let me tell you, they're way more afraid of you than you are of them. The more you start to have respect for yourself, the more they will start to have respect for you. You're going to start to see it happen. You're going to start to see that shift. I always say step 1, don't run. Step 2, make a U-turn. Step 3, break free. And the more you start to see that shift, the more you're going to start to see a shift. And they're going to escalate their behavior temporarily, but ultimately they're going to adjust to the new reality, or they're going to risk losing you entirely. All right. So for example, in a workplace scenario, if you stop taking on extra tasks without recognition, the boss is going to react with anger initially, but over time, they're either going to start respecting your boundaries or they're going to find somebody else to exploit. In a family setting, if you consistently enforce boundaries, the narcissistic family member may eventually realize they can no longer manipulate you and either adjust to their behavior or reduce contact. All right. And then finally, empowerment and respect. Most importantly, stopping the fawning behavior empowers you. All right. That's the most important thing. It's the best part. You begin to regain your self-respect and realize that you, the best part, are not responsible for the narcissist's emotions or reactions. This newfound empowerment is incredibly liberating and can transform how you handle all the interactions, not just those with the narcissist. Okay. So for example, you might find by asserting your needs in one area, such as a relationship, you gain confidence to assert yourself in other areas, like at work, with family. This ripple effect can lead to a more balanced and fulfilling life. The best, the absolute best. If you've always felt like you had to say yes to keep the peace, starting to say no when you need to can be incredibly empowering, incredibly empowering. So over time, you'll see how much more control you have over every aspect of your life. It's the best. All right, so now I want to hear from you guys. Have you ever experienced a situation when you stopped fawning over a narcissist? Let me know, how did they react? Leave a comment below and share your story, all right? And don't forget to get my free Crush My Negotiation Prep playbook at winmynegotiation.com. It'll give you everything you need to get started. Right now, go grab it and make sure that you like this video. Make sure you share it. Make sure that you have subscribed here, hit that bell, because this is the best community of all time. I'm telling you, with my high conflict certification programs, my SLAY programs, this community is the absolute best. So join my Facebook group, everything. Stay strong, stay empowered. I'll see you in that next video, which is why narcissists can't stop thinking about you. So that's the next video I want you to watch. Remember, today's a great day to start negotiating your best life. You guys are the best. You can do this, and I'll see you in the next video. It is so hard to find a great mentor in every aspect of your life for all the different things that you need. I was so excited when I found Masterclass, because you can have the dream mentor in every area of your life. Like somebody like Anna Wintour for me, because she's such a great, effective female leader in the areas of leadership and creativity. So, but you can find a masterclass in any area of your life, in anything that you want to become the best in whatever it is that you want to be the best at. Masterclass is the only streaming platform that you can learn and grow in over 200 areas for just $10 a month for an annual membership. You can have unlimited access to whatever instructor you want. And you can even access it on your phone, your computer, your TV, whatever it is that you stream from, right? And the classes make a difference in 88% of the members that access it. So I know I have learned so much myself in being a more effective communicator. Plus, every membership comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Don't wait another moment for your learning journey. Just go ahead and give Masterclass a try, because right now our listeners, our viewers, get an additional 15% off any annual membership at masterclass.com/negotiate. That's 15% off any masterclass at masterclass.com/negotiate.